Good morning, everyone. So, we are starting with chapter number 22 from civics, that is, how do state government work? Okay. So, in this chapter, we are going to concentrate on how state government is working, what are the important functions. We have also understood in the previous chapters that every government has three important organs, that is your executive, legislature, and judiciary. Okay. Okay. So a state government also has, like we have at the central level, we have executive, legislature, and judiciary. Likewise, in the state government also, we have executive, legislature, and judiciary. So one by one, we are going to read about them, and this is whole chapters dedicated in understanding executive and legislature only. Judiciary is not, actually not focused in this chapter. Only executive and legislature we are going to talk about. So first of all, let's understand the flow chart, because if you are understanding the flow chart, you will understand how we will move on to the chapter. Now, first of all, let's talk about executive. Okay, like at the central level, we have two houses. At the central level, we have executive machinery, which actually helps in executing all the decisions or all the decision which has been passed in the legislature. That is called as executive. Now in executive we have governor and chief minister. Like as at the central level we have prime minister. Okay. Similarly we have chief minister, as prime minister plays an important role, an active role in comparison to the president. Likewise, although governor has a high role, but still the more active and more powers are vested in the hands of chief minister. Okay. If we take an example of Rajasthan, our chief minister is Mr. Ashok Gehlot, which is from Congress party. Then we have governor. Governor is playing a similar kind of role as a president of India is. As president of India is the highest power, but it has many limitations. Likewise, governor is on the topmost priority, but it has limited powers. Okay. Governor is actually, appointed by the president of India. Okay, like we do the elections. In elections, all the candidates are standing in the elections, and then the party which gains the most number of vote, that becomes the ruling party, and the head of the ruling party become the chief minister. But if we talk about the governor, then the governor is not chosen by the citizen, but it is actually appointed by the president of India. Another important thing about governor is that a governor which he or she has been appointed for of any other state, that governor must not belong to that state which he is appointed to. For example, if we talk about Rajasthan, then if the Rajasthan's governor should not belong or born and brought up in Rajasthan, he may belong to any other state of India, but he should not belong to that state in which he has been appointed as the governor. Okay. So we have governor and chief ministers. We will talk about the powers and functions also in the later on in the chapter. Then we have council of ministers. Okay. Cabinet ministers, state ministers, and deputy ministers. Cabinet ministers are those ministers which has been given a individual portfolio. Portfolio. What is the meaning of the word portfolio? For example, we have home minister. Okay. We have finance minister. We have education minister. So means these are portfolios. Means if we talk about finance minister, then he takes care of the whole finance functions. If we talk about the education minister, then he takes care of the whole education ministry. So cabinet ministers are those ministers who are head of any particular department, or we can also call they have an individual portfolio. Okay, so those are called as cabinet ministers. Okay. So they have their own individual portfolios. Then we have state minister. There are two kind of state minister. There are one state minister again which have some small portfolios. Okay, means they have some special department with them, and they are taking care of that department only. And whenever there is a meeting related to that department, they will participate in those meeting only. Then we have second category of state minister, which actually work for cabinet ministers. For example, we have a finance minister, and a finance minister has, he is a cabinet minister, and one of the state minister has been appointed to the cabinet minister to help them in his functioning. Okay, so though that is also come under the category of state minister. Then we have deputy minister. Deputy ministers are those ministers which work under, some of the deputy ministers work under cabinet ministers, and some of the deputy ministers work under the state ministers. Okay, so this is about the executive wing of any other state government. Okay, governor, chief minister, then we have ministers, cabinet, state, and deputy. Moving on to the legislature. Okay, like at the central level also we have two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Likewise, legislature, which actually makes laws or passes laws, okay, has two houses, Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Vidhan Sabha is called as Legislative Assembly, and Vidhan Parishad is also called as Legislative Council. Now, there are some states which have unicameral legislature. Uni means one. They have only one house. So they will have only Vidhan Sabha. For example, in Rajasthan, we have only Vidhan Sabha. We do not have Vidhan Parishad. Okay. But then there are certain states, like for example, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana. These are the states which have both the houses. They have Vidhan Sabha also, and they have Vidhan Parishad also. So they are called as bicameral. Okay, that means they have two houses. They have both the houses, Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. But in Rajasthan, it is unicameral legislature. That means they have only one house, that is Vidhan Sabha. Now, when we talk about Vidhan Sabha, let's talk about Vidhan Sabha first. Its members are called as MLAs. Okay, member of Legislative Assembly. Now, whenever any meeting are held in Vidhan Sabha, then there are two people who presides the meeting. That means that they, actually helps in conducting the whole meeting. That person who has the highest level and who presides the whole meeting is called as a speaker. And then he has one more assisting person, that is called as deputy speaker. Okay. Likewise, in Vidhan Parishad also, whenever a meeting is held, then there are two people, chairperson and deputy chairperson, who presides over the meeting. Okay, chairperson and his assisting person, that is deputy chairperson. And its members are called as members of Legislative Council. Okay, members of Legislative Council, MLCs. Okay. So there are certain states which have only Vidhan Sabha, then there are certain states which have both Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. So this is about your legislature. We will also talk about their powers and functions, speaker, deputy speaker, and chairperson, deputy chairperson. Okay, later on the chapter. The role and power and functions of a speaker and a chairperson are similar. Likewise, deputy speaker and deputy chairperson powers and functions are also similar. And after executive and legislature, we know that the third important organ is judiciary. Every state has a high court, but in this chapter, we are only going to talk about executive and legislature. So if this flow chart is clear to you, then it will be very easy for you to understand the chapter also. Okay. Thank you so much.